One specific thought can trigger instant manifestation, and almost nobody knows it. Most people wake up every day believing nothing is changing in their lives. Same routine, same struggles, same emotional weight. But even when life looks still on the outside, something massive is happening beneath the surface. Every thought you produce sends a signal into the quantum field, and that field responds instantly, whether you notice it or not. The real problem is that most people are broadcasting the wrong signal without meaning to. If your mind were a radio station, it's been tuned into frequencies of survival, fear, doubt, stress, overthinking, scarcity. Not because you're weak, but because life conditioned you to expect less and protect yourself more. You are taught to trust what you see, not what you think, even though quantum physics shows the opposite. Your thoughts shape what appears. This is why manifestation feels slow or inconsistent. The issue isn't your desire. The issue is the subconscious program running beneath your desire. You want abundance while thinking lack. You want love while feeling unworthy. You want a new chapter while replaying old endings. It's like pressing the gas while holding the brakes. The emotional truth is this: life didn't just hurt you, it programmed you. It taught you to expect disappointment before blessings, to lower your hopes, to prepare for loss, to shrink your dreams so the world doesn't embarrass you again. This programming becomes one powerful background belief: nothing changes for me, or good things don't last for me. And in the quantum world, that belief isn't just an emotion, it's a command. Belief collapses possibilities into physical outcomes. Expectation becomes probability. Your inner script becomes your outer experience. This is why people get stuck in repeating timelines, living the same year again and again. Not because the universe is unfair, but because their energetic signal is looping the same expectation. Think about it: how many times have you imagined a better future only for your mind to interrupt with fear? How many times have you felt inspired then talked yourself out of taking action? How many signs have you received but dismissed as coincidence? This isn't failure. It's programming. But the deeper problem is this: people think their thoughts describe reality, when in truth their thoughts create reality. Your mind isn't reporting your world, it's projecting it. Your inner frequency is writing the script before life plays the scene. And the universe isn't waiting for you to be perfect, it's waiting for you to shift the signal you're broadcasting. Because the moment you shift the signal, you shift the timeline. Shift the timeline, you shift the outcome. Shift the outcome, you shift your life. Everything begins with one realization, one thought that flips the entire quantum equation. And that discovery is exactly what comes next. The moment people finally break their repeating timelines usually begins with one shocking discovery: your reality is not created by what you want, it's created by what you continuously expect. And expectation isn't a conscious choice, it's an emotional frequency. You can say, "I want abundance," but if your emotional baseline is fear, the quantum field reads fear. You can say, "I'm ready for love," but if you subconsciously expect abandonment, the field returns the same pattern. This is where the discovery becomes powerful: the quantum field doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your signal. And your signal is generated by your dominant thought, the thought you return to over and over without noticing. Most people don't realize they have one core belief silently shaping every outcome. For some, it's, "I'm not enough." For others, "Nothing works out for me." For many, "I always lose what I love." This belief becomes the lens they see life through, and because it goes unquestioned, it becomes their default signal. But here's where quantum physics enters: the observer effect states that consciousness doesn't just watch reality, it influences it. Wherever attention goes, probability shifts. And the emotional weight behind your attention amplifies that shift. This means one thought, when repeated with emotion, becomes a magnet inside the quantum field. It collapses certain possibilities into reality while blocking others. When people finally understand this, something awakens inside them. Because it means reality isn't happening to you, it's interacting with you. It means you're not waiting for life to change, you're constantly co-creating it. And most importantly, it means you can change your reality not by force, but by signal. This discovery often comes through what people call synchronicities, angel numbers, repeating patterns, signs, intuitive pulls. But these aren't random. They are feedback from the field, showing you where your signal is leaning. When you're aligned, signs multiply. When you're misaligned, resistance increases. The breakthrough happens when you realize signs aren't guidance, they're mirrors. They show you your current frequency. But every powerful transformation story begins with one moment, the moment a person realizes they're not powerless. They realize their inner world has been writing their outer world the entire time. And suddenly, the question isn't, why is life like this? The real question becomes, what signal am I sending that keeps creating this? This exact realization changes everything, because your signal is the only thing in the universe that is fully under your control. You can't control other people. You can't control outcomes. You can't control timing, but you can control your signal, and your signal controls what you attract. Many people discover this in emotional moments, after heartbreak, collapse, awakening, loss, or an unexplained spiritual experience that feels too significant to ignore. It's usually a moment when the physical world feels impossible, pushing them inward. And in that inward silence, something new emerges, awareness. Awareness of their patterns. Awareness of their fears. Awareness of their repetitive thoughts. Awareness of the one belief running their life without permission. And the moment you become aware of a belief, you are no longer inside it, you're observing it. And if you're observing it, you can change it. This is the beginning of conscious manifestation. The discovery that your inner state, not your outer effort, determines your timeline. You don't manifest by forcing the universe, you manifest by tuning your frequency. And this leads directly to the method, the practical, scientific, spiritual process that flips your dominant thought into one that activates instant manifestation. Now that you understand the discovery, that the quantum field responds to your dominant signal, not your desires, the next step is learning the exact method to shift that signal instantly. And this method isn't complicated. In fact, it's simple enough that most people overlook it. The method begins with this principle: your dominant thought is the one you feel, not the one you say. So if you want to shift your reality, you must shift the emotional frequency behind your thought, not just the sentence itself. This requires a three-step process: interruption, replacement, and embodiment. The first step is interruption. Every time you catch yourself thinking the old belief, nothing works out for me, I can't manifest, I always attract the wrong people, you must interrupt it immediately. Not gently, not passively, but decisively. The quantum field reacts to pattern breaks. When you interrupt an old thought, you stop feeding the timeline that thought is connected to. Think of it like unplugging a wire. You disconnect your energy from the old probability. You weaken the old neural pathway. You stop reinforcing the identity that created your past. This alone begins shifting your signal. But interruption isn't enough. Step 2 is replacement. You must introduce a new dominant thought, one that aligns with the timeline you actually want to enter. But here's the key: the replacement thought must feel believable. It doesn't have to feel easy, but it must feel possible. For example, instead of "nothing works out for me," the believable replacement is "things can shift for me quickly." Instead of "I don't deserve love," the believable replacement is "I am becoming aligned with the love I want." Instead of "money is hard," the believable replacement is "opportunities are finding their way to me now." Your new thought must feel like a doorway, not a fantasy. Because once your mind sees the door, it will walk through it. Step 3 is embodiment, the most important part. Embodiment means you feel the new thought in your body, not just think it in your mind. You create the emotional frequency of the outcome before the outcome appears. This is the true secret of quantum manifestation: the field responds to your emotional signal, not your logical one. So how do you embody a new thought? Through sensory awareness. Close your eyes and breathe into the new belief. Imagine how it feels in your chest, your stomach, your shoulders. Notice the shift in your breath. Feel the difference in your energy. Even a 1% emotional shift rewires your frequency. With practice, your body starts trusting this new belief more than the old one. And when your body believes something, your reality reflects it quickly. To make this method practical, here's a simple daily exercise. Every morning, identify the one old belief that dominated you the day before. Write it down. Then interrupt it. Replace it. Embody the new belief for 60 seconds. That's it. 60 seconds of aligned emotional frequency has more manifestation power than 6 hours of forced affirmations. Because in those 60 seconds, you're broadcasting a coherent signal, your mind, body, emotion and attention are aligned. And coherence is what collapses probability into reality. Another important part of the method is repetition. Not repetition of words, repetition of signal. The more frequently you feel the new belief, the faster your life reorganizes itself around it. People think manifestation takes time, but what actually takes time is your nervous system adjusting to a new frequency. Once your inner world stabilizes, your outer world starts shifting surprisingly fast. This method works because it aligns with both spiritual principles and quantum science. You are becoming the version of you who already has the outcome. You are tuning your signal to the timeline where your desire already exists. And when your signal matches that timeline, the universe has no choice but to reflect it back to you. This is the method. Simple. Precise. Powerful. And when you practice it, you'll feel the shift before you see it. The transformation begins next. The true transformation begins the moment your new signal becomes stronger than your old story. At first, the shift feels subtle, almost invisible. You don't wake up in a new life overnight. Instead, you wake up with a new feeling. A quiet clarity. A strange calm. A sense that something inside you has finally stopped fighting itself. This internal shift is the first sign the quantum field has registered your new signal. Transformation doesn't start when your reality changes, it starts when you change. When your nervous system stops bracing for disappointment. When your mind stops arguing with your desire. When your heart stops expecting loss. This inner coherence, mind, body, emotion, expectation, begins pulling new opportunities toward you. Suddenly, things that once felt impossible begin to feel natural. People treat you differently. Doors open quietly. Alignment replaces struggle. The universe responds faster because you're no longer sending mixed signals. This is the part most people overlook. Reality reflects who you're being, not what you're wanting. And when you embody the new thought consistently, you shift into a new identity, the identity that matches the timeline you're trying to attract. For some people, the transformation shows up emotionally. Their anxiety lowers. Their mind becomes quieter. Their intuition becomes sharper. They stop chasing outcomes and start attracting them. For others, it shows up physically. They feel lighter, more energized, more alive. Their face softens, their posture changes, their energy becomes magnetic. They don't even realize they're walking differently, speaking differently, seeing differently. But the world notices. And the world responds. For many, the transformation appears externally through synchronicities, signs repeating, numbers showing up, unexpected connections, conversations that feel perfectly timed, moments that feel scripted. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmation that your frequency is locking into a new pattern. The quantum field mirrors your signal, and your signal is stabilizing. One of the biggest signs of transformation is this: the things that used to trigger you no longer hold the same power. Old fears feel smaller. Old doubts feel irrelevant. Old identities feel outdated. You start realizing, I don't live in that version of myself anymore. This is a powerful realization, because transformation is never about becoming someone new, it's about returning to who you were before fear rewired you. And with this new identity comes new behavior. Not forced behavior, not discipline, hustle, or pressure. Natural behavior. You begin making choices aligned with your new timeline automatically. You start saying no to what drains you. You start saying yes to what expands you. You stop negotiating your worth. You stop shrinking to fit old environments, and without effort, you begin attracting circumstances that match your new frequency. Relationships shift. Opportunities shift. Money flow shifts. Creativity returns. Peace returns. Self-worth returns. Suddenly, the things you once chased start chasing you. This is because your transformation is activating what spiritual teachers call the receiving state. When you stop operating from lack, you stop blocking what wants to come to you. When you stop trying to control outcomes, outcomes flow naturally. When you stop doubting your worth, the universe stops withholding. The transformation becomes undeniable the moment life starts rearranging itself around you. And here's the most beautiful part of the process: once your dominant thought changes, the past loses its authority over you. Your timeline no longer loops backward. You stop repeating old cycles, old relationships, old patterns. You enter a forward-moving reality where expansion becomes your default state. This is the moment people say, "Everything in my life started improving at the same time." It's not luck. It's frequency. It's alignment. It's the transformation that happens when one thought rewrites your entire energetic identity. And from here, your mission begins. Once your transformation begins, the universe doesn't just give you a new reality, it gives you a new responsibility. A mission. A purpose. A role in the greater unfolding of your own timeline. Because when you shift your dominant thought, you don't just change your life, you change the lives connected to you, the people who watch you, the ones who feel your energy, and even those who silently look to you for permission to believe in more. Your mission is not to convince anyone. It's not to force your awakening onto others. It's to become a living frequency, proof that shifting your signal shifts your destiny. When people see your peace, your alignment, your confidence, your synchronicities, your blessings flowing in ways that don't make logical sense, they begin questioning their own limits. Your mission is to hold the new energy long enough that it becomes irreversible. To stop slipping back into old identities when life tests you. Because yes, challenges will still come. But now you're responding from a new frequency, not the old one. And every time you respond from your new identity, you reinforce the timeline you've chosen. You solidify the new version of yourself. You send a message to the universe: this is who I am now. Your mission also includes trusting the invisible. Trusting the quantum process. Trusting that everything you want already exists as a frequency, an alignment, not force, is how you reach it. This means your mission is to stop chasing and start receiving. To stop begging the universe and start partnering with it. To stop thinking you're alone in your transformation and start recognizing that every intuitive nudge, every sign, every shift in your energy is guidance. Your mission is also to stop minimizing your intuition. The old you ignored inner signals. The new you honors them. Because intuition is the language of the quantum field. And when you trust it, life moves faster. Your mission is to become aware of your impact. When you raise your frequency, people feel safer around you. They feel calmer. They feel inspired. They feel connected. You start becoming a catalyst without trying. The way you speak changes people. The way you listen changes people. The way you carry yourself changes people. And this is one of the most beautiful parts of stepping into your new timeline. You begin breaking generational patterns just by being yourself. The mission also includes expansion. You're not meant to manifest one blessing and stop. You're meant to evolve, grow, elevate, and continue tuning your signal to higher frequencies. Every time you upgrade your beliefs, the universe upgrades your reality. There is no finish line. Only deeper levels of alignment. Your mission is to protect your energy, not from fear, but from clarity. To say no without guilt. To walk away when something lowers your frequency. To choose environments that match your future, not your past. To surround yourself with people who see your potential instead of people who feed your doubt. And finally, your mission is to share your light. Not through preaching, but through presence. Through alignment. Through the reality you create by mastering your inner world. You are meant to become an example of what happens when one thought shifts everything. Because that is the power you've unlocked, one thought that creates instant manifestation, one belief that rewrites your timeline, one frequency that pulls your future toward you. And now the universe is waiting for one thing, your yes. Your yes to alignment. Your yes to expansion. Your yes to the timeline calling you. Your yes to the mission already unfolding. Your yes to becoming the version of yourself who no longer hopes for miracles but expects them. This is your moment. This is your shift. This is your timeline. And if you're ready to step into it, then don't just watch this transformation, live it. Embody it. Become it. Because the universe rearranges for the one who finally decides, my new reality starts now. If this message activated something inside you, subscribe, share this video, and step fully into the timeline waiting for you. Your future self is ready. Are you?